Greetings again. As you can gather from everything around me, nothing's moved. This is another podcast because I have a fair bit to write, a fair bit to say in this pod. I'm going to be pretty graphic here, so I'm probably quite emotional, so you've been warned. My youngest son yesterday helped me to the toilet and helped me back. He's just turned 18. I have another son who's 22, soon to be 23. He's got a job in London, he's miles away. But Jacob, my youngest, walked me to the toilet. Now I know that I was possibly not going to make it to the toilet before Mother Nature rocked up because I'd left it too long. I was so scared. And he was saying to me, Mum, how many times did you help me? How many times have you helped me with my nappies and everything like that? Don't worry about it. It doesn't affect me. I knew that if I started, Mother Nature rocked up and I reached my bathroom and toilet are downstairs, through the kitchen to the left. And he walked through to the toilet with me. He held my hand and he held my back. I've got a Zimmer frame now, thanks to the week when I was sick, which was last week. They've given me a Zimmer frame. And the bed, Samuel's bed, has been brought down. And I'm now sleeping in the living room. Andrew says it's just a temporary measure, while I'm still poorly and unbalanced. But having your younger son say to you, don't worry, Mother. He is partially Aspergic. Very, very slight. Exceptionally slight Aspergic, but he really has been an incredible rock to me. But that just stood out. If I had actually started, Mother Nature had started to run, which she didn't, thankfully. Thankfully I managed to get there on time, but he wouldn't have bothered. It wouldn't have bothered him. You see, when you look at your patients on the ward, you're not seeing the broken leg in bed too. You're seeing individual people. You're seeing, that patient, the carer is their son. That patient, the carer is their husband or wife. That patient, the carer is the carer that comes in for 15 minutes and goes out again because that's their allocated slot to nurse you. Can you leave it half an hour or 15 minutes for a wash? I couldn't wash a patient in 15 minutes. Well, what with soaking their feet, washing their legs? That'll be a production line. That's not a personal touch. You talk to the patient as well, Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. But that patient carer is the carer that's going in. That patient over there, the carer, is their daughter. So you go around and you know who the carers are. That patient over there, their carer is their son. So that's a way of getting to know. And you talk to the relatives as well. And you give them the information that they need. My husband has taken time off work. He signed himself off work. He's got an appointment with a doctor next week, and he's going to get himself signed off indefinitely for however long it takes for me to die. I didn't know any of this. If I had done, I would have stopped it. He needs his work. He needs his release. He needs time away from me, and that was his work. Because what does that leave me as being? I'm now a full-time patient. Whoopee, I've just become a full-time patient. I'm helpless, useless. I can't do anything for myself. I've got to have somebody with me the whole time. The effect of this on me is that, like I said, I feel completely useless. You nurses have to get to know a bit of the background of your patients. You have to know the history. And I don't mean that part of the forms you have to fill in on admission, asking what their mobility status is. Ask them all their questions. Do you do this? Do you do that? Don't bother asking me, because my husband will tell you. What used to be endearing, what used to be a lovely thing for him to do, is now almost my burden. Because I literally do, because of just last week, the other week when I was being sick, because we had a bit of a bad time of me being sick on every movement. I haven't been sick, properly sick, apart from the other day with Angela. I got up from the chair too quick and moved too quickly, and everything span. I got back to the chair and threw up in the bowl. I didn't make a mess. Apart from that, I haven't been sick since I don't know when. Some time now. I don't need a full-time carer. This sounds really heartless, really cruel. And I'm sure you're sat there thinking, well, he only did it because he loves you. Well, yes, I'm sure he did. And he does it for all the right reasons. He loves me, he adores me. But right now he's smothering me. How do I tell him? How do I tell him that? I can't. I can't tell him that he smothers me, because that would be seen as the cruel Gina. Which one of the 6 C's does that show you? What would you as a nurse feel, or say, or do? What reason would you have for him to do that? There's only one, isn't there? Because he loves me. I got a feeling that I probably waffled too much. I haven't made much sense. I just needed to sound off tonight, really. I feel like I'm a bit of a coiled spring about to explode. Yeah. That's life. That's life. And I don't want to lose that life. But I want to be worth something. Sorry, there's a lot of silences on this. So I'll say good night for now.